Hello, hello. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope y'all had a good Halloween if you're one who celebrates. So let's talk about the research essay assignment. Please note as we go through this that you will have already done some of this work. Remember, this is one of those building sets of assignments that we're working with. So I'll share it on my screen. I'll run through it. If you have questions or concerns, please get in touch with me. I want to make sure that everybody is in a good spot with this assignment because this is the big one. This is the huge one. This is the most important thing you do this semester. So I want to make sure that everybody's feeling good and can follow these instructions and do well. So I'm going to share this on my screen and then we'll talk about it. There we go. Okay. Of course, this is in our folder for this week, and it will be in the folder for every week until the essay is due. So this essay, you will argue a position and persuade others to agree about a topic you have analyzed and for which you offer a well-developed argument in an essay. So in your last essay, you laid out the two sides, and now you will construct an essay arguing your stance. So you'll use the different kinds of writing we've talked about this semester, you know, analysis, description, and reporting information. You will also use outside sources to give your position support and evidence, and this essay is worth 25% of your grade. So now you've chosen a topic, you've started researching it using acceptable academic sources. And once you have researched your topic and have a good grasp on your ideas of the issue, you'll decide exactly who your audience is and what it is that you want your audience to do. You may, in addition to changing someone's mind, want them to change an action as well. So we've talked about topics. You have selected a topic and are working with it already, but I do have some notes here about what makes an appropriate topic. And then research. You will, of course, be conducting a research for this essay. You must use at least 5 substantial, reliable sources from different publications or databases. Avoid general websites, blogs, other unreliable or otherwise non-credible sources. Limit your sources from opposing viewpoints and CQ research or databases and their publications to 2. I ask you to limit those because those sources can get very repetitive and you need to expand your information, not just find numerous sources saying exactly the same thing. Dictionaries and encyclopedias may be used and should be cited if you do use them, but they don't count towards your total. We are looking for substantial, reliable information. Also, as I said in my last video, make sure that you get all the publication information you can about any source you might use in the essay, and I recommend keeping photocopies or electronic files of your sources and source information. Stuff can leave the databases, you can misplace it, you can forget where you got something. Hang on to your materials. So, I have here a suggested approach for you. If you're going with a problem solution route, explain why this problem exists and why it's important. Does it affect the general population or a selected group? What are the consequences? What are the positive and negative side effects? Are there secondary effects? Think about whether the current situation has any positive effects. Will the audience oppose your solution because they can only see these advantages? This also applies if you're working with an argument. Why does the argument exist? Why is it important? Does it affect the general population? What are its consequences? Are there other effects? So think about all of these things. Explain what you're proposing. How could your suggestions be implemented? How could your proposed action alleviate the problem at hand? Have similar proposals been implemented elsewhere? Have they been successful? If they've been unsuccessful, how is what you're proposing different? And then explain why your solution is viable. Why is your stance the most reasonable one? What grounds can you provide to prove that the positive effects you claim will come through? What are the costs? Will benefits outweigh the costs? What effort will be involved? So these are all questions to think about as you're researching and constructing your argument. So general requirements. You must research the topic you address in your essay. You must use MLA format for your essay, citations, works cited page, and your annotated bibliography, which is what you're working on this week. You must have a works cited page that includes all of your sources. You must use citations to cite your quotations and paraphrases. You have to have both. And quotations and paraphrases must be treated properly. You must submit an annotated bibliography of your 5 best sources, as we've discussed. You should use at least 5 different approved sources for your paper. Your final paper should be 4 to 6 pages in length. This page limit does not include your works cited page. If your paper is 5 pages long, when you add your works cited page, you'll have 6 pages total. You should use a title that reflects what your paper is about. Please do not title your paper research essay or argumentative research essay or persuasive paper. Make sure your title reflects your essay. Your paper should have a proper introduction, a thesis statement, and a conclusion, and be written for an educated audience and reflect your knowledge of proper academic writing. And failure to meet that above criteria will earn an automatic 0 on this essay. If you do not include research, if you do not format for MLA, the paper won't be graded. So you need to get this done and do it right, okay? You have plenty of opportunities for feedback before the deadline, too. I'm not just throwing you this assignment and throwing you out with it. I'll be here every step of the way. So the first timeline you'll see on here, I've actually already kicked out because I am extending your annotated bibliography due date to Monday the 7th. The next due date you have is for your sentence outline. That will be due on Friday, November 11th. I'll probably extend that one too. You see how research paper season is going. We will cover the sentence outline next week. And then you'll have individual draft conferences. I will be doing these by appointment. There will be a sign-up sheet that I will post in the course sites, and you will pick a time, and you will email me your draft, and then we will meet and collaborate, and we will go through your draft together. I'll put comments on it. I can record our meeting, and then I'll send you the meeting recording if you would like, and your draft with my comments. You can also, if you would prefer, come in and we'll do this in person. I know a lot of you take classes on campus and drop in my office from time to time. I'm absolutely happy to set up a draft conference in person with you. But you do need to have this conference with me. It is extremely helpful, and we can take care of any problems with your essay before the deadline if you do this. And then the final paper is due through the assignment link in Blackboard by noon on Tuesday, November 22nd. That is the Tuesday before our Thanksgiving break. So that is the research essay assignment. You know, you've already made a lot of strides toward this paper. So I hope that the work that we have done previously is helping you get here. Also, it's not on this assignment, but I do want to mention it. Please be sure when you get it, I know you don't have it yet, I'm just getting started, when you get your feedback on your argument analysis essay, please read that and use that as you move forward with the research paper. One question students often have is, can they reuse some of the content from the argument analysis in the research paper? You can. If it works for the research paper, you can absolutely reuse some of that content here. So that's the research paper essay assignment. This is what we'll be doing for the next 1 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks, gosh, anyway, a while from now till Thanksgiving break. So I will be talking to you some more about citations and the annotated bibliography in the next video, but hopefully this is enough to get you moving in the right direction. If you need help or have questions, please let me know, and I hope you have a wonderful